Today we're taking a look at this home in Evanston, Illinois. We just completed the installation of a pretty nice HVAC system. It's actually a hybrid heat pump. We're going to take a look at the outdoor units over here in just a second. So before we started working, this home had kind of a mixture of heating and cooling. They had a central water boiler, a gas water boiler for most of the home. But this little corner of the home had its own gas furnace right next to the boiler that was servicing just this room. This was the only room with air conditioner. And we replaced all that with two Mitsubishi cold climate heat pumps. They are running right now. So on the left, we have a 30,000 BTU unit. This 30,000 BTU unit is powering a gas furnace with an IntelliHeat coil, a dual fuel coil, and it's also powering a ductless unit. The ductless unit is servicing an area on that side. And then to the right of it, we have our bigger unit. This one is a 48,000 BTU or 4 ton. And this one is powering the entire second floor. Connected to it, we have a ducted air handler for a couple bedrooms. And we also have two ductless units, one for the master bedroom and one for a little hallway area. So again, these are Mitsubishi cold climate heat pumps. They're inverter-driven units. So these units will be doing all the heating and the cooling of the building. Being cold climate, what that really means is these units can perform in the heating mode very efficiently all the way down to minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit. They do keep 100% of their capacity around 5 degrees with great efficiency. And when it gets extremely cold, they lose a little bit of capacity, but they maintain most of its efficiency. They're really quiet units, also slim profile. They're both running right now. Let's take a listen, but not much noise. And again, inverter units, what that means, again, the units, unlike a conventional air conditioning or gas furnace, that they cycle on and off, turn on, heat a little bit, cool a little bit, turn off. These units are constantly monitoring the outdoor conditions and indoor conditions and adjusting their output, meaning their capacity, the amount of cooling or heating they can inject into the building. So instead of turning on and off, they slowly adjust to changing conditions, allowing for much better efficiency, quiet operation, both inside and outside. And the main benefit is very, very comfort indoor environment. It's going to maintain very consistent temperatures, room to room, time of the day to time of the day with minor swings. And that's all thanks to the inverter technology in these units. These units, they also use as much as 40% less energy for cooling than a traditional air conditioner. So let's take a look at the install. So here we have our refrigerant lines. So for the unit for the downstairs, we have two lines going in. Again, one's going to the ductless unit in the living room. The other one's going to the hybrid coil in the basement. And then the other one has just one line. So this one line is going to a multi-port branch box, which is going to split it into all the zones upstairs. We're going to take a look in that in just a second, but really nice installation. We use the Mitsubishi line set covers. It's called line height. So this strip right here, that's where all our wiring and lines are going through. It comes over here. And what we did here, it's we buried underground inside a PVC pipe to protect the lines. That was the only way to cross to the other side. And then from here, we went all the way up. And up there, we're going to take a closer look in a minute. You can see our Mitsubishi branch box. So one line goes in, and then it splits into three lines. One for the air handler, one for each ductless unit. We're going to take a look at that in a couple minutes. And then the other line goes, again, around the corner, and it gets into the basement for our IntelliHeat coil. It goes underground over here. And then let's walk around the other side. See this addition room, it used to have a window air conditioner, and it had baseboards from the boiler. And then around the corner, we're gonna be able to see some of the other lines on the exterior. So that's, you see up there, that's one of the ductless units. That's for the master bedroom. On the other side of that cover, it's our unit, that's our drain. And the piping, really nice installation, very clean. You see that's where it's coming from the branch box. That's our unit number 1 right here. And then we have the ductless unit number 2 right here. Super, super clean. And then up there, that's the attic. There are 3 bedrooms up there and a bathroom. We have a air handler that we're gonna go take a look in just a minute. So let's start in the basement. We're gonna take a look again at the furnace, IntelliHeat coil. We also install a heat pump water heater, so we'll take a look at that as well. So we're in the basement. Here we have our gas furnace with our dual fuel coil. So in this space before, we have a little platform. There used to be a gas boiler, water boiler. We removed the boiler with all its piping. And right next to it here on the side, there was a little gas furnace with an air conditioning that was feeding through some existing ductwork the right side of the house. So that was the only part of the home with air conditioner. And we had a gas boiler for the entire building. So what we did is we got rid of the boiler, we got rid of that little furnace, and we put in a new gas furnace with our Mitsubishi IntelliHeat coil. Again, dual fuel, so the coil is powered by the outdoor heat pump, the inverter heat pump through this refrigerant line. So most of the time in winter, the heat pump outside is gonna be warming up this coil, and all the furnace will have to do is push air through the warm coil and distribute that coil through the home. Very, very efficient and also much more stable temperatures than if you had just a gas furnace. So what we did with the ductwork is with the new system, we split the ductwork in 2. So some of it is going to that existing ductwork on that side of the home, but we're gonna take a look in just a second around. We added a bunch of new ductwork that's feeding the side of the home that didn't have any ductwork that is right above us. So we have another dining area, living room, and the kitchen. That's all brand new ductwork connected to the same system. We also have for furnace, it's a Lennox variable speed 2-stage furnace. It's running right now, it's very quiet, very efficient. And we also installed a high efficiency air filter. This is a 5-inch filter. The huge benefit of using a 5-inch filter is that because it has a much larger surface area, there is a lot less restriction to the airflow, which allows for better efficiency, but also avoiding any restrictions to the airflow. We have a whole house humidifier here on the side, and we also have a whole house air purification system with a UV light and a carbon cell to remove odors, bacteria, viruses, etc. So here's the one line that's coming from the outdoor unit. And then here to the other side, we have our heat pump water heater. So in this house, there used to be a natural gas water heater around the other side of the chimney wall. We replaced it with this heat pump unit. It's a Rim Pro Terra. So this unit is a hybrid water heater. It has the 2 heating elements, just like any electric water heater. But what's gonna be doing most of the water heating is this top part, is the heat pump. There's an air intake up here, an exhaust here. So what this tank is doing is similar technology than our coil and heat pump outside, but compacted in one box. Takes ambient air from the basement, from the top, goes through a coil, connected to a compressor. It extracts the heat of the air, brings that air back to the environment. It's cooler, so the air coming out of here is cooler and dehumidified, and injects that heat energy into the tank. So it's extremely efficient. It's about 400% efficient. The other benefit of this in an unfinished basement like this, it's gonna be acting as a dehumidifier for free year-round, and supplying a large amount of hot water. This is a 65-gallon tank, and at a very low cost of operation. So we're gonna take a quick walk around. I'll show you the ductwork that we added, and then we're gonna take a look at the main level so you can kind of see what we did with the removal of the radiators and where the ductwork was placed. And then we'll take a look at the ductless unit that's connected to the same outdoor unit than this coil. Let's go take a look. So around here, you'll see this is where the original ductwork comes from, the older metal. You can see right here. So it was a supply line and a return line. And right here is where that furnace was. So what we did is we, of course, removed the furnace, placed a new one over here, but we extended both the supply and return lines coming into the furnace through our filter. So that's on this side. On the other side, it's all new ductwork. So there is a return through the other side that comes right up here on the floor. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And then we have our trunk line, which is feeding ductwork through different parts of the upstairs. There's one going into the crawl space. It's fully insulated. And we free up a lot of space here. So here's where the previous water heater was. Now all the mechanics are in just one space. We kept all the ductwork as close to the ceiling as possible, so she can easily finish this basement, encapsulate the mechanicals, and have an additional nice little space with the dehumidification from the water heater. Really nice installation, extremely clean, super quiet. But let's take a look at the ductwork upstairs. So now we're walking into the kitchen. So we are upstairs. Here's our staircase to the basement. We just took a look at the main system. And here's the kitchen. They're currently reflooring and repainting, fixing up some walls, getting ready to move in. But in the kitchen, they used to have electric baseboard that was taking quite a bit of floor space. So that's all gone since we removed the boiler, and now we have brand new ductwork. So here's one of the vents connected to the system that we just took a look downstairs. And here's another one. So that system is servicing this kitchen. This little area over here, we have one vent over there. Here there was a full-size cast iron radiator that we removed. And then here's one of our main returns. So this is connected to that big piece of duct that we took a look downstairs. That's bringing air from this zone back into the equipment to be heat or cooled. Here's one of the supplies. There used to be a radiator. And then here we have 3 more supplies. 2 right by the window. Again, they used to have big cast iron radiators over here. And here's our last new vent. So this is the area that was fully conditioned by the radiators, no central AC. And then to this side, we had the area that had the existing ductwork with that old furnace. So it was an entire pretty large furnace and air conditioning just for this room. They had 3 vents, so these are the existing ones that we extended, and one over there in the bathroom. One of the issues with this system was that that furnace was sized for an entire house, so was the air conditioner. So it was quite unpleasant and inconsistent temperatures, not to mention that the efficiency was pretty low. And here's our new thermostat. It's the Mitsubishi MHK2, which is controlling the zone for the ducted system with the IntelliHeat coil. And we also have installed here Kumo Cloud, which is the Mitsubishi smart Wi-Fi module that will allow the homeowner to control the system from their phone. So this completes this zone, which is connected again to the smaller outdoor unit. But here's the zone 2 for that same outdoor unit. Remember, we have our lines out there going underground, coming right up here, and what's on the other side is for this room. There was no way to get ductwork over here. This is on a slab. What they had before was, again, window AC, and they had some baseboard connected to the water boiler. That's all gone, and we replaced all that with just one Mitsubishi ductless unit. So what this is basically a wall-mounted air handler. It has a blower motor and a coil, and it takes air out the top, blows it out the bottom through these vanes. And again, this is going to be doing all the heating and cooling that we need in the space using the outdoor unit. And this is the only source of heat in this space. And we completed this installation about a week ago. It was in the zeros. They were keeping cozy 72 in here. This unit can provide comfortable heating even when the temperature outside is minus 13 degrees. One really cool thing with the type of indoor unit we choose, so this is what is called the Deluxe series from Mitsubishi, or the FS model. So it has what is called the 3D IC sensor. So this little sensor is constantly scanning the room, 360, creating a temperature profile, and it can automatically adjust the speed of the air and the position of the vanes, vertically or horizontally, to deliver the airflow where it's most needed. So if we have a large group of people and it's getting quite hot in the summer, the unit can automatically sense that and point the air towards the people or away from the people based on homeowner preference. That's all programmable. So again, this unit is controlled by a handheld remote control that has a ton of options and configurations, but it's also connected to the Kumo Cloud Wi-Fi. So from the same mobile app, the homeowner will be able to control every indoor unit in one place. Really nice glaze install. I can't wait to see this house when it's finished with new flooring, new painting. It's gonna look really nice and be extremely cozy and comfortable year-round. Let's go take a look at the system for the upstairs, the one that's connected to the bigger outdoor unit, the 4-ton. Let's go take a look. So we're getting upstairs, and here's our first zone out of the 3 zones. So up here we have a 3-zone system, which is composed of 2 ductless units. Again, there was no way to get ductwork up here, and the only heat up here was the water boiler baseboards, and no cooling. They had a window unit. So this one unit, this is a 6,000 BTU unit. Again, the same style as the one downstairs, the Look series with the sensor. This one's gonna be taking care of just this little hallway. It's pointing to the bathroom and the open stairs. And homeowner mentioned she's interested in potentially placing a coffee table or a little couch in here. So that's gonna make sure that she has comfortable temperature, especially in the summer with the high ceilings and the sun exposure is probably gonna get toasting here. So this little unit here is gonna take care of it. Then our second zone, which is also ductless, is the master bedroom. You can see the unit right here. Again, here there was no air conditioning other than a portable window they might be using. Since then, we replaced it with this 15,000 BTU, the Look series Mitsubishi. It's gonna be taking care of all the conditioning on the master bedroom in both summer and winter. And let's take a peek outside so you get a closer look at those refrigerant lines. That we took a look when I was outside. So here's the line that's feeding the ductless unit right on the other side. So here's our ductless unit, extremely clean. So here we have our Mitsubishi line height, the piping covers, the drain for the condensations going down there. And then the piping cover follows the roof line right under the gutter. It tees out to the other unit that we have in the hallway, and then it turns around and it goes to our branch box. We'll go take a look at the branch box in a minute. Up there in that little flat roof, they used to have a little air conditioner that was connected to this side of the home that we replaced that with Mitsubishi as well. So now we're gonna go take a look at the rooms under this attic, and in this attic we have our Mitsubishi air handler that is connected to the same outdoor unit. So just one outdoor unit, 3 indoor zones. We're gonna go take a look at that right now. So that's right around the corner. That's our attic staircase. This is the main return. So this was existing ductwork. They already had an air handler that was cooling only. For heating, they also had radiators. Let's take a look at one of the rooms over here. So they had 2 vents, and surprisingly for a house this age, the ductwork was actually pretty decent. Its flex ductwork is not perfect, but it was plenty good. And they used to have, I believe the radiator was over there. Yep, we already taking it out. So now we replace that air handler with a Mitsubishi air handler, which is powered by our cold climate heat pump. So that air handler is going to be taking care of all the heating and the cooling year round. Here's another of the rooms. We have our supply up there, again, existing ductwork. And then we have smaller room. Those are the radiator covers that we removed. There was 1 radiator in each room. Same thing in the bathroom. There was a small radiator over here. And now we have a little vent up here. And now let's get into the attic and take a look at that air handler. Actually, before we take a look at that air handler in the attic, we're here in the little roof. Here is where these lines are coming. So here's our branch box. We have the flex connector and there's our branch box from Mitsubishi. So again, that branch box has one refrigerant line coming from the outdoor unit. And then splits it into three, two of them, again, going over here to our ductless units. And the last one is coming over here, getting in the attic to our air handler. And here's our 220. We were able to reuse the existing conduit that was powering an air conditioner that was right here to power our electric backup heater that we connected for the air handler. It's not really needed, but for redundancy, in case it gets extremely cold, they have an additional source of heat. So now, yes, let's go and take a look at that attic where we have our air handler, which completes the last zone of this 5-zone system. So we're in the attic now. This is our last zone, the ducted air handler that's controlling the 3 bedrooms under us and a bathroom. So the ductwork was the existing ductwork, flex ductwork, and not the best, but works really well. It's actually not too bad. And here we have our Mitsubishi air handler. So it's a 2-ton, 24,000 BTU air handler. We have our blower and our coil, so this is connected via refrigerant line. We just took a look at that outside, so it goes straight out to the branch box and then to our heat pump. We have the high efficiency 5-inch filter as well. And we have our electric backup heater. It's just 5 kilowatts. We have it locked out. The backup heater won't engage unless the temperature outside is -5 or under, just for backup. But this 24 BTU air handler has plenty of heat pump capacity, efficient heat pump capacity to maintain comfortable temperatures pretty much under any conditions. We have our drain pan in case there are any leaks. And again, this is a multi-speed air handler. It will adjust blower speed as needed, connected to the inverter heat pump, which means it's going to be constantly adjusting how much heating and cooling it puts out, having very long running cycles, which results in efficiency and superior comfort. So this is the last zone out of the 5-zone system. And pretty nice job. Just completed about a week ago doing final adjustments. But this homeowner is going to be super happy with the comfort, performance, and efficiency. She's probably going to end up getting solar, which is going to make the system even more efficient. And that's it for this one.